Welcome into this edition of Great City Attractions. In this offering, we visit the Hungarian capital. These are the great city attractions of Budapest. The Hungarian Parliament Building, the fabulous house of the country. A commanding presence overlooking the Danube River, the Parliament Building was opened officially in 1904, after nearly 20 years of construction works. The building is of a Gothic revival style with a grand symmetry and a central dome its standout features. The National Assembly meets in the lower house of the building, while the Holy Crown of Hungary can also be viewed in the central hall. Buda Castle, a castle fit for the line of Hungarian kings. Numerous castles and residences have been sited on Castle Hill from the 1200s. Extensive war damage and neglect has demanded restoration or building work on the vast site throughout its history. The castle was pillaged of its notable statues by marauding Ottoman forces under Suleiman the Magnificent in the 1500s, then suffered further irreparable damage in the siege of 1686. Today, the castle hosts the Budapest History Museum, the Hungarian National Gallery, and the National Library of Hungary. Margaret Island, a famous island in the middle of the Danube. Named after the daughter of King Bela IV of Hungary, Margaret Island includes a number of religious ruins from the 12th and 13th century among its landscape gardens, parks and sporting facilities. Sites of interest on the island include the Art Nouveau architecture of the famed water tower and the musical fountain, which responds to music in an act of playful theatre. Locals make good use of the island-long running track installed on the grounds. Fisherman's Bastion, a slightly odd name that may stem from either the occupations of the fort defenders or the settlement that occupied the surrounds. Fisherman's Bastion, in its current form, has been sited here since the early 1900s and complemented the restoration of the nearby Matthias Church. Statues of St. Stephen and St. George are among those seen dotted around the complex. St. Stephens Basilica. Built in the neoclassical style with bell towers flanking its facade, St. Stephen houses fine art and numerous statues of worth. Its two most interesting possessions may well be the Great St. Stephen's Bell, the largest in Hungary, and the right hand of St. Stephen himself, a must-visit for all. If you're enjoying this video, feel free to like and subscribe to the channel below. Gellert Hill. Gellert Hill, named after St. Gerard, is the site of a number of interesting monuments overlooking the Danube. The most visible of these is surely the Liberty statue that soars above all else near the hill's citadel. Hot springs, a large cave said to have once been occupied by a hermit, and a statue of St. Gerard himself can also be found here. Historically, the hills and surrounding area were popular with winemakers, and vines were planted here throughout the 18th century. City Park. A great place to start adventures in Budapest, City Park is home to an array of sights. Hero Square, just outside the park proper, depicts the 7 chieftains of the Magyars, equivalent to founding fathers. A medicinal hot springs and swimming pool complex and 19th century castle are also must-visits of City Park, while the Museum of Fine Arts and Budapest Palace of Art are both present alongside the aforementioned Hero Square. The Danube River. Mighty cities are often built on mighty rivers, and Budapest has one of these in the form of the Danube. Flowing through some of the major cities of Europe, notably Vienna and Belgrade, the Danube is the second longest river in Europe, spanning some 1,700 miles. The Danube, once the Roman world's northern frontier, can be crossed with a little less apprehension today via one of the famous bridges spanning its width. Notably, the Chain Bridge opened in 1849 and the Liberty Bridge. Roman Aquincum. Extensive Roman remains reside in Budapest with the remnants of Aquincum. Once a provincial capital, Aquincum thrived under the reigns of both Hadrian and Severus. Marcus Aurelius is reputed to have recorded some of his personal philosophies here, including passages from Meditations. The well-organised Aquincum Museum is full of finds from this ancient site. That concludes this edition of Great City Attractions. Please feel free to subscribe to the channel. What are your favourite places in Budapest? Comment below.